Hello and welcome to Sports Overtime on the Valley News Now Network. Duke Schindler here again hosting this segment as we move into the biggest story of the week, Carson Wentz. And in typical Vikings fashion, a quite unpredictable start to the season here. The highs of week 1 followed by the dreadful week 2 that stacked the injury report. It also included starting QB J.J. McCarthy and what's being reported as a high ankle sprain. Now that's prompted Minnesota to make the move of bringing in Bison QB Carson Wentz. Now Carson, he has been on his 6th team in the past 6 years and potentially just on his kind of last leg here as a starting quarterback in the NFL if this doesn't work out. Now with his last full season as starter coming in 2021 with the Colts, it really wasn't that bad of a season, as much as people want to tell you, at least statistically. Over 3,500 yards, 27 touchdowns, and only 7 picks en route to a 9-8 season. Not shabby, right? Well, Kevin O'Connell's looking to bring even more out of his new starter, hopefully resurfacing that MVP caliber Philly year that ended in an injury for Wentz, but a Super Bowl for the Eagles. So as a kid from North Dakota, and as a Vikings fan growing up, it almost feels full circle for the former Bison.
Even being here, I would say, I grew up rooting for this team. It's one of those things you play long enough and you kind of forget about those things because it's football. You're bouncing around teams. But being here, I kind of alluded to it when I first got here, just how cool it is for me to know, I used to cheer for the guys that I'm walking down the hallway seeing. Used to come to the Metrodome and I was waving the towel. I was part of the Skull Chants, all the things. And so running out of that tunnel this week will probably hit me a little bit different in a really cool, kind of surreal way. So I'm excited for that.
And his co-star at receiver Justin Jefferson will be looking for a boost from his new QB. Jefferson with only 7 receptions and 125 yards on the season, so this offense is looking for a jolt. He believes that Wentz can be a guy that keeps the offense moving in a positive direction.
I mean, he just has the experience, just going out there and being able to really, run the show. Coach like to call him the point guard because he's been in the game for a little while now. Of course, him doing the things that he have already done, this is just another game to him. And then, of course, him being able to be in practice last week and have a couple reps with the ones last week, it's really just another day out there with just another quarterback. I don't feel like we missed a beat. Of course, it's the next man up. But we feel confident in anybody that goes out there, especially with the guys that we have out there on that field.
A lot to look forward here this Sunday. The absolutely pivotal matchup of Jake Browning versus Carson Wentz. Now over to some Bison football here. They're on the bye after outscoring their opponents. Listen to this. 138-17 in the first 3 games. But that doesn't mean the Bison are going to be taking their foot off the gas this week. But I can tell you right now, a big part of this fast start is right here. Cole Payton. Tabbed as a runner by many coming into this season, but he's certainly been one of the most efficient throwing quarterbacks in this country. Now that included a breakout game versus Southeast Missouri State this past Saturday. So just take a look at the stats there. As a total, 706 total passing yards, 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. But the dual threat is making teams shake on the ground as well, not getting away from that run game by already putting up 175 rushing yards and a touchdown through these first 3 games. I can tell you right now, Coach Polasek is extremely pleased with how things have gone this season for his QB. It is shown through the first 3 weeks with South Dakota. It's going to be a tough one coming up here this next Saturday.
The 348 throwing was impressive, and I thought after looking at it again, it's interesting. He played better than we thought. 3 or 4 of those throws were right in the face of a rush, contact, coming in. His ability to stand in there and deliver was at a first-class, level. I thought, the throw to Raj on the sprint out, we didn't protect it great, but right on the money. The throw to Finn, he gets hit right on the money, and then he had one more throw where he took contact and was still able to deliver it. So Cole was pretty sharp.
Now, NDSU may be on a bye here, but who isn't is North Dakota, coming off that devastating 1-point loss to Montana this past Saturday.
Let's see what UND dials up.
Now they're just looking to regroup and finish, which was the biggest check mark on Coach Schmidt's list on things he wanted to clean up in his first year. Now, they have a great opportunity ahead tomorrow as they face Valparaiso, who's currently one on the season, recently giving up 51 points to Western Illinois this week. I know those guys at UND and Grand Forks are chomping at the bit there, but Valpo has a nice quarterback in Karen Tyler, who's great at using his feet. This team, UND team in Grand Forks, will have to stay on their toes to eliminate any of these big plays.
I think looking forward, Valpo, I got lots of respect for Coach Waddle and what they've been able to do there. He had a really successful, team and tenure at Marietta in Ohio there too as well. So they do some things that I think are challenging on the offensive side. They have pretty athletic quarterback. They're a 4-down team on defense, play hard, do some really good things, I think, pressure-wise and stuff like that, and really play sound. More than anything else, and are going to make you earn it.
And we'll stick around in Grand Forks here because we know hockey season is right around the corner for UND, and the hype is growing. UND recently bringing in Dane Jackson as head coach and an overhauled roster. The NCHC recently releasing their preseason poll, so let's take a look at where they have North Dakota landing here. Go ahead and take a look. Number 1, it's going to go to Western Michigan, the reigning NCHC champs in the regular season as well as that tournament, grabbing it with 19 first-place votes. And then the always tough Denver Pioneers falling to second with 4 first-place votes. And UND just 5 points away. They had more first-place votes than Denver, but 5 points needed to take that second spot. They land at 3. Then the rising Arizona State team at number 4, who's been slowly building this very solid program. And I can't let out my alma mater. That's going to be St. Cloud State. They sit at number 8 and second to last in the NCHC there, which really wasn't what it was like when I was in college. We were there almost at number 1 in the country for almost all 4 years. Of course, a few first-round exits and early exits. Didn't let that happen and finish it off. But we head back to the gridiron here for more high school football coming tonight. Call me a sicko because we got some prime football weather here where games are going to have to be won in the trenches. So let's go ahead and run you through some of the best matchups in the area that we have on this Friday. We'll start off in Watford City. They nearly cracked the top 5 in AA, receiving a few votes. They're looking for a massive win tonight versus number 3 in AA, Grand Forks Central. And there's Williston, Grand Forks Red River, and Fargo South is heading to number 4, Devils Lake in AA, looking to bring the heat against Fargo South. Bismarck St. Mary's will be taking on Wahpeton. They'll be making a long trek to get there, looking to keep those Huskies silenced and winless, while number 5 in AA will be taking number 5, Central Cass will be taking the hike to Dickinson to help bolster their resume. And next up, we have Fargo North and Minot North in AA. Battle of the Norths. A couple incredible games here. Honorable mention in AAA, Fargo North versus the top dog in AA, Minot North. The Centennials, they've only given up 21 points in 3 games this year. But the Spartans haven't been too shabby themselves, taking down Fargo South just last week. And this might be the game of the week. The big one in AAA, number 4 Bismarck High, heading to Davies to take on the number 3 Eagles. Davies took a tough loss to number 1 Bismarck Legacy last week, kept things within reach, only losing by 2 scores. However, Bismarck took a loss last week, falling themselves to Shanley by 18. And we'll round it out here with Velvet Drake taking on Deslax Burlington. And in 9-man football, number 1 New Rockford, Cheyenne, and Maddock taking on North Prairie here. So a great slate of high school games. We have ready to rock for you. We'll make sure to have highlights getting over to you here for our 10 o'clock show. But we want to round it out here with the Minnesota Lynx playing the winner of Phoenix and a familiar foe in the New York Liberty. That game's going to be played at 8 p.m. tonight. It's a winner-go-home game for Phoenix and New York, and they'll be facing Minnesota, the winner in the WNBA Semifinals. We'd love to take down the Liberty and get some revenge. We're out to the finals, so it's a big finals series here coming up for the Lynx. Now, one of Minnesota's finest also receiving an honor of her own. Elena Smith was named Co-Defensive Player of the Year, sharing the honor with Las Vegas's A'ja Wilson. The Lynx led the NBA with defensive rating of 97.5, with opponents only shooting 37%, with Elena Smith as that closest defender. She was locked down because she averaged nearly 2 blocks a game, good for second in the league, then 135 combined steals and blocks, also good for second in the WNBA. So as tight of a race as it is gets, Wilson led the league in blocks and 7th in steals. Nevertheless, the Lynx look forward to Game 1 of the semifinals. Again, they're going to be hosting the winner of Phoenix and New York game. That's going to be coming at tonight at 8 p.m. If you so choose to tune in, that's going to be it for our Sports Overtime here on the Valley News Now Network. Make sure to download our Valley News Live app on your smartphone or mobile device, as well as if you got a smart TV. We're available on Fire Stick, Apple TV, as well as Roku, so make sure you download that app and always stay tuned on what's going on in Valley News Now. For Duke Schindler, we'll catch you later.